Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's violin lesson will be on the Etude number 23, Opus 45 by Wohlfahrt. It's a very nice etude, not too difficult. Most of the difficulty lies in the left hand. There's several places where we need to do a bridge, where we're covering two strings with one finger. And there's places where we need to hold fingers down. So I'll just quickly run through these. In the first measure, we have a slight little issue. This is the way Wohlfahrt wrote it. At the end of the first measure, we have a B flat, B natural, and C natural on a slur. Now, ideally, it would sound like that. But because of the next note after the C, we have an A that I've just been fooling around, playing around with different fingerings, which are impractical, but you'd say, well, how could you do this? So I play 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what? Now what do? You got a G and an F, so maybe I could shift to a 2 there. You see, it's not. So you say, well, why this discussion? Well, the problem is this, we hear that slide. Or maybe if you want to do 2-2. Now I'm exaggerating, of course. We're not gonna have it be as prominent as that. But that's the issue in this passage. So if I'm playing a tempo, notice I can kind of cheat it a little bit. I'm doing a slight portamento with the bow. Covering up the slide. What happens if I do 2-2? Not so good, because then I have to make a little bit of an accent on the downbeat, and it makes it sound separate. We're trying to make those 3 notes sound as legato as possible. So I do recommend play 1-1 there, B flat to B natural. Later on, we're in the piece on the 3rd line, we have 2-2-3. It works. So let me just glance and see. He doesn't do that. No, I see toward the end of the piece we go back and do that same thing again. So that should be okay like that. Just try to make it as covered as possible. Okay, so going along. When we hit the 4th line, it starts getting a little interesting with the fingerings. This very important to be holding fingers down. We don't want to play piano technique, right? One note in the next, so if I play and there, oh, in the third measure, hold the 4 down. Same thing here in the last measure of this 4th line. Now here we got to bridge this one. Now you say, well, what about bridging? I've experimented. I don't find it as comfortable to put the D and the G to. That's awfully hard to get that coordination where I'm actually picking that finger. You've got to do it like that. So I recommend bridging on the third beat. Very, very clean there. Then another bridge. That's the 5th line, the 2nd bar, bridge there. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th line, that 1st bar, and of course, if you look at the previous measure, we've got a C sharp. Hold the C sharp down when we go for. So that's a good one. Very good, getting that coordination of holding the 2nd finger down while you play the next ones. That's all fine. 4 lines from the bottom. We've got a passage starts on a D. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I noticed there's another bridge. at the end of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 7th line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line, the one we were just talking about, at the end of the line, got to bridge that A to the next line's D. But so I marked that one in. That one's not, you know, inherently obvious. I just put the little bracket over the A to show that it's bridging. Okay, now let's go down to the 4 lines from the bottom. The last bar, the third bar, excuse me, third bar. There's a bridge right there. I do the same thing. I put the bridge mark in the bracket. That's all good. And then we get down. I notice on 2 lines from the bottom, it starts with the E. I'm using 4th fingers there. Open, now 3, 4. And especially when I'm doing these recordings for you, I don't want to have squeaks on open strings. So I simply play going up. I play the 4th finger. That's all fine. And the rest seems pretty clear. We got the... And you can make a little retard toward the end of the piece. Okay, well, I think that's all I have to say about this piece. Tempo, moderate tempo, not too fast. Find what's comfortable for you. You can always play it at different speeds. Start slower and then speed it up. Notice we have 1 flat for the key signature. Let's look at the last note of the piece. F, it's an F. And so it's F major. And 3/4, 3 beats in a measure. 4 quarter gets a beat. So 3/4 time. Always just check all these little details out, ideally before you start playing the piece. Okay, thanks so much for listening. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. So I'll meet you on another one of these videos. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.